1, 2, 3, 4. Today on Strive Network, we have the New Jersey Prep A Championship, and once again, the same two sides meeting up from last year. Here in this 2017 final, the Lawrenceville Big Red set to face Oak Knoll and the Royals, who are hosting today's match at Oak Knoll's Field in Chatham, New Jersey. Good afternoon, everybody. Adam Dobrovolsky here as these two teams locking horns yet again as the top two seeds in Prep A. Oak Knoll, the 1 seed, Lawrenceville, the 2 seed, as they have been performing very well this season. Lawrenceville 18-1. They won their first 18 games of the season, and for the first time in a few years, won the Mercer County tournament. It was a major goal for the team, and a 10-goal run keyed a 16-7 win over Hopewell Valley. Those 10 goals in the run coming in the span of 12 minutes. So for the Big Red, one major goal, successful. The next major goal, obviously, right here, trying to win the Prep A Championship. For Oak Knoll, meanwhile, they're trying to get a little bit of redemption from last year. As the Royals led it to half in the 2016 final, Lawrenceville came back to tie, and then, right before the final seconds ticked off of the second half, a buzzer-beating goal by Kaylee Huseman to earn Lawrenceville a 12-11 victory that gave the Big Red the Prep A Championship. So Oak Knoll trying to bounce back this year, get that redemption, and they have already knocked off one checkmark off of their season itinerary, and that was after they broke the quote-unquote county curse, ending a 9-year drought, winning the Union County Tournament Championship with a 10-9 overtime win against Summit. Diana Kelly with the winner for Oak Knoll. So both of the teams already with their county tournaments already won, now trying to get the Prep A Championship. Let's look at the starting lineups for these two teams. We will start first with the Lawrenceville Big Red. As their starting four in attack are the Albert sisters, Annabelle and Charlotte. Kaylee Huseman, the hero last year, the buzzer-beating goal in the 12-11 victory here at Oak Knoll. And to close things out in the four in attack, Hannah Scher. The three middies are Riley Fletcher. Fletcher has 198 career goals, so 2 away from that much valued 200-goal mark. Along with her, Meg Hiller and Claudia Beller are in the starting, Chloe Jones, I should say, in the starting lineup at midfield. The 4 in defense for Lawrenceville are Claudia Beller, Grace Faircloth, Nico Sachi, and Emily Walther. And in goal for the Big Red, Sierra Watkins. For Oak Knoll, we look at their starters, and the 12 are as followed. Start things off with Oak Knoll's leading scorer in Ali Biacco. Continuing with the 4 in attack, you have Katie Duttenhofer, Katie Kelly, and Annabelle Zabrowski. The 3 in the midfield, Diana Kelly, Keelan Schlageter, and Kaylee Wolf. The 4 in defense, Dee Dee Daly, Lizzie Doherty, Anya Massacre, and Caitlin McHale. And in goal for Oak Knoll, Ryan Schlageter, as that closes out the starting 12 for the Royals. Now, let's look at the two coaches as we have our coaches' corner this afternoon. And obviously a lot that goes into the success of these two programs. It starts with the head coaches. Chris Schulte leading the way for the Big Red. The Princeton graduate has had a lot of success, as you can see on your screen, over the years. Had some time away from the program, but now back with the Big Red. And just as that happens, Lawrenceville back at the top of the prep level. Meanwhile, for Oak Knoll, they have the former Villanova player and Rachel Lasda, and again, the success pretty immediate, winning Coach of the Year's honors on a national level. The All-USA Coach of the Year in 2015, and as you can see on your screen, the success at Villanova for the Wildcats, 67 goals, as those two programs have had made their marks over the years in the NCAA level. Princeton, in fact, their lacrosse team this year just won yesterday against Cornell to make the quarterfinals. So both coaches from storied programs on the collegiate level, and obviously at the New Jersey prep level for both boys and girls lacrosse, a lot of success in terms of the graduation and moving on to the collegiate level at the men's and women's levels, respectively. The teams are headed out to the field. Knoll in their white jerseys, blue lettering, blue shorts. The Big Red wearing their black jerseys and shorts with red numbering and white trim. And again on the line for this matchup, the 2017 New Jersey Prep A Championship, right here on Strive Network. The opening draw now underway here in Chatham, New Jersey. And a quick draw win for Lawrenceville. They're going to push the pace here at the post, not caught cleanly, and it'll be picked up by Knoll. Ryan Schlageter winning the ground ball. She'll survey the field and start the clear attempt for the Royals. Working it on this near side. A nice run across the field as we have our pair of 25-minute halves. We want to let you know we're going to have the countdown begin with 15 minutes in each half. So with last year's drama, we want to make sure we get it as close to that final tick for you to see as the drama builds. But we have a turnover here, and Lawrenceville heading the other way on the near side. Quickly in transition, working it near the 8-meter, poked away. Good work from the Royals, as that was number 24, Diana Kelly, knocking it away, not allowing an easy shot, and now Knoll will attempt to clear. The run from Lawrenceville coming from Kaylee Huseman, the hero of last year's 12-11 victory, but solid defense by Knoll, and now they will try to transition the other way. Here comes the open run for Dee Dee Daly, a defender set to graduate this year for the Royals. As it's worked past the restraining line now, Knoll settling into attack. A little bit more about these two teams heading into today's game. The visitors, Lawrenceville, had a busy week last week. 5 games in a 7-day span. That included winning their Mercer County tournament, defeating Hopewell Valley, and then immediately after that a stellar game against Moorestown, one of the premier programs in South Jersey. Moorestown and the Quakers winning 9-7, and that game ending an 18-game win streak for Lawrenceville. As a pass knocked down, picked back up by Knoll. A lot of pressure built up on Keelan Schlageter, and Lawrenceville heading the other way, drawing the foul. But the Big Red, that 18-game win streak to start the season, you have that loss against Moorestown. It helps to give you a little bit of an extra lesson leading up into this game, exactly what it takes to win at this high level. Meanwhile, Knoll, 14-4 this year. They, as mentioned, broke their county curse, winning the Union County Tournament Championship. So both of these teams are raring to go. No score early on, about 3 minutes in. Skip pass off the mark. They'll be backed up and picked up on the ground by Lawrenceville. That was number 15, Meg Hillman, picking it up. Now working it around the fan. Open lane to shoot, and the game's first goal scored by Riley Fletcher to give Lawrenceville a 1-0 lead. There's 21-28 left to go in this first half. So Fletcher, the key player for the Big Red coming into the game. That is career goal 199, and as you can see, a nice finish about face past Schlageter. So a good way to get things started off for Riley Fletcher, the midi. One of a handful of players for each team that has been getting a lot of interest from Division I schools. LaxPower.com reports a commit to Boston University unofficially for Riley Fletcher. So 1-0. Nearly 4 minutes in. Knoll trying to return the favor after giving up the game's first goal. A beautiful day here in Chatham, New Jersey. Nice catch and shoot. And that's a goal for Knoll, returning the favor right back within a minute later. And we are tied at 1. So we'll take a look at how this ball was worked around. And you can see right in front at the doorstep, catch and shoot. And the goal for Knoll, scored by number 22, Annabelle Zabrowski. Zabrowski garnering interest from Georgetown and gets the finish to again even the score 1 apiece. We are 4 minutes into this first half. On the draw, tipped and picked up by Lawrenceville. So back and forth we go. Each team has a foul called here. Each team that conceded a goal won the draw on the ensuing possession. And now we have our first 8-meter opportunity for the Big Red. Taken from the mid-right hash, and the shot is off the mark. Backed up by the Big Red. So Lawrenceville right back into attack. The Schulte plan here today for the Big Red is to have a patient, composed offense, a relentless and aggressive defense. So you will see some times that Lawrenceville will slow the pace as a quick catch and shoot, save once again from Schlageter. The heavy rebound picked up by the Big Red, so Lawrenceville staying in attack. More than 5 minutes into this game, tied at 1. From X. Pass right up the middle lane to shoot, and the finish good as Lawrenceville gets back to a lead. It's now 2-1. Good work from X, trying to find the off-ball movement. And you'll see it right here on the replay. Right there, the shot in. As I believe that was number 18, Annabelle Albert, to score for the Big Red. So far, good execution by both offenses in attack. So it's 2-1 Lawrenceville. Knoll now wins the draw, quickly trying to push the pace up. Nice carry into attack past the restraining line by number 12, Ali Biacco, the leading scorer for Knoll as they quickly work it in. Another quick goal. We are tied up 2 apiece as the goal scored in reply by Keelan Schlageter. So back and forth we go. These two equally composed teams sharing the favor, and right at the doorstep for Schlageter just a few seconds later after the Lawrenceville goal. So immediately you are seeing these two teams work it back and forth. Very evenly matched game so far. So Lawrenceville, they're expected to have a more composed offense in attack, aggressive defense. Knoll will work it a lot through Ali Biacco and Annabelle Zabrowski. They've scored 120 of the team's 247 goals through 18 games. It's a shot off the mark, wide to the right from Biacco. Number 12, that's Ali Biacco. You'll have to look out for her a lot. And Annabelle Zabrowski as well, number 22. Biacco entered the game with 70 goals, Zabrowski with 50. Here's a quick shot from Biacco, and she'll give Knoll its first lead of the game. It's now a 3-2 score in favor of the Royals. So the Royals utilizing their leading scorer, Biacco. Nice individual move. Carry across to the right in the finish. 18:37 left to go. First half again. We'll begin the countdown on our clock with 15 minutes to go in the half. As we expect this one to be a close game, we want to give you a countdown to those final seconds. Here comes the draw. Popped up high, not caught cleanly, but eventually won by Lawrenceville. So the Big Red facing their first deficit of the afternoon. And how will they handle it in attack for the first time while trailing? Possession efficiency always key, no matter what the pace. And if you're Lawrenceville, you want to have that composed, smart offense. Lawrenceville averaging more than 15 goals per game. A quick catch and shoot. Slowly knocked down and picked up by Ryan Schlageter, facing a lot of pressure. A foul is drawn by the Knoll keeper. Ryan Schlageter garnering interest from Columbia, one of the ancient 8 in the Ivy League, according to laxpower.com. And Knoll quickly heading the other way. Working it in transition. And now into attack. The clear successful from number 10, Lizzie Doherty, the defender. One of 2 Doherty sisters. Doherty set to graduate this year. Mary Kelly set to graduate in 2020. Knoll with a 1-goal lead. Nice dodge a few times, but no lane to shoot. Trying again, and now the finish good as Christy Sieber with a nice job on the carry. Knoll now leading by a pair, 4-2 the score. As you'll see on the replay, it's going to be an individual effort that starts up right here by Sieber. A few tries on the dodge. Sidestep to the right. The slide helps out. Sieber then pulls out, and right there you see the open space to finish. Wonderful job by the sophomore. So 4-2 the lead, 16:59 left to go in this first half. Here comes the draw, an important one for Lawrenceville after giving up the last 3 goals. Trying to build some momentum back in their favor, and the Big Red win the draw. Knoll's defense allowing fewer than 8 goals per game through their first 18. And they will try to hold up here once more with 16.5 left to go in the first half. There's the slow-paced offense for Lawrenceville. Methodical, patient, but efficient. Nice work defensively by Knoll. A scramble for the ball. One back by the Big Red. At goal line, extended the feet at the post. Now it goes up top. Pass goes off the mark. Pick back up. Nice roll dodge through a few players, but it's knocked down as we have a slow whistle called. The contact drawn by Natalie Scher. Natalie and Hannah, sisters, both working in attack. And here it is, Natalie's turn with the 8-meter free position. Scher waits. Again, a slow whistle. As contact on the shot. We'll try again as the clock stops with 15:25. That clock is actually running here. Continuing to run. As Scher will try once again. Takes a shot. A one-hopper saved by Schlageter. Rebound picked up by Oak Knoll. The pressure on the ride from Lawrenceville. As we head back the other way. Big Red, great job on the ride. Forcing the turnover. Oak Knoll turning up the pressure defensively. Ground ball pickup. Blown to a halt. See who the foul's against. I believe it was against Oak Knoll. So Lawrenceville will keep possession. Good relentless pressure by both teams in that scramble. Possession exchanging hands a few times. You can sense these two teams really want it. Very well played game so far. As a quick turnover won by the Royals, and the foul drawn by Sieber, who already had a goal on a beautiful individual effort. She then makes the play defensively. Sieber racing down the near sideline, knocked out of her cross and out of bounds. Great work defensively on the ride by Kaylee Huseman. And Lawrenceville down by 2, trying to work it back into attack. Scher on the carry, peels back out. There was nothing there inside of the scoring fan, inside those 12 meters. So now it'll be back down to that methodical offense that Chris Schulte loves to run. Such a well-coached team on both sides. And it's going to come down to those little things. Coach Lazda from Oak Knoll mentioned how the team's been working on the little things. They just want to play Oak Knoll lacrosse after a few losses recently, as a shot off the mark from Scher. And so far, the effort from Oak Knoll equal with the execution. You're always going to have the effort. Sometimes, though, the execution not on par. It has been so far for the Royals. Hosting this year after losing last year in the Prep A Championships, is a shot off the mark wide, near side from Sierra, no, not Sierra Watkins, excuse me. I believe it was from Huseman. Either way, backed up by Lawrenceville, and the Big Red back at it. They like to carry a lot from X. Try to get defenders caught up. A pass over the top. A little bit too high, but chased down and picked up by Huseman. Relentless attack, or relentless pressure on Charlotte Albert in attack. And a foul called against Oak Knoll. And Charlotte Albert will have an 8-meter opportunity coming up. Quick pass and finish right at the doorstep for Lawrenceville. On the feed from Albert, Nico Sachi with the goal to make it 4-3. And you'll see it is not Sachi actually. It was number 9, Hannah Scher. On the free position startup, waiting at the near post. Nobody covering her, and you know as a player you immediately want to get to the player at the doorstep. As perfectly executed. And the score now 4-3 as the clock stops with 11:43 to go in the first half. So it is A 4-3 score. We'll head off to a quick break. More after this on Strive Network. And we're back on Strive Network as the timeout called on the field after the goal from Lawrenceville. Free position opportunity for Charlotte Albert, but with an open Hannah Schur on the near post at the doorstep. Smart execution by Albert, who is set to graduate in 2019, finding her teammate right at the doorstep to make it 4-3, and that was an important goal for the Big Red after conceding the previous 3. On the draw, a foul caused by the Big Red, so Lawrenceville will score and then take possession. And now an opportunity immediately to tie. Natalie Short passes away, and now Lawrenceville will work it around. Knoll has some recent big wins under their belt, including a win over then second-ranked Bridgewater Raritan, who is on both boys and girls side. Very strong programs, among the best in the state year by year. And Lawrenceville, having won recently in the Mercer County tournament, have big wins under their belt by themselves as a hard foul after the turnover caused by Diana Kelly. And Kelly quickly passes up ahead. Lizzie Doherty will take it down the far sideline, looking to clear. The biggest lead of the game, so far only 2 goals for Knoll. And the Royals will try to get it back to that margin in this offensive possession. Clear good from Doherty. And let's see how the Royals draw things up. Trying to find 12 or 22. They're 2 key scorers. And Knoll trying to look for off-ball movement. Has a static carry from X. Trying to find one of those off-ball cutters open at the doorstep, but man-to-man, the defense holding up nicely from Lawrenceville. Still 10 minutes to go in this 25-minute half. So a lot for these 2 teams to say about their hopes for winning this Prep A championship. Last year, Lawrenceville trailed by 3 at the half before evening the score, and of course in the final seconds, the goal to win the game. So neither team is really going to be too much losing their confidence, especially if the margin stays so close. Not a lot of success for Knoll trying to get that off-ball movement, and Lawrenceville content right now. not having any pressure the top at X. Oak Knoll will try something different on offense. Here comes the carry from Biacco, past to X. Good crowd here today in Chatham. A lot of the classmates and family and friends of these two schools, especially on the Oak Knoll side, here to cheer on their team. Roll dodge, but the slide is there. Biacco gives it away at goal line extended. Feed up top to Sieber, and a foul is called. Clock continues to move, heading into the final 8 minutes of the first half as Sieber awarded the 8-meter. Sieber charges in, looks high and left and scores. A beautiful finish to give Oak Knoll now a 2-goal lead, the score 5-3. And you'll look on the replay at Sieber, where do you want to go? One-on-one against the keeper. And Sieber opting to go stick side up and left. But that's not where Sierra Watkins was thinking it would go. And sometimes it's just about winning that guessing game against your opposing keeper. So the second goal of the game from Christy Sieber, who was not in the starting lineup but has put in valuable minutes as a reserve. And having that depth and rotation at any level in lacrosse is extremely important. Draw one by Oak Knoll, who with 7 and change to go in this first half, starting to really dictate the way this game is being played. But again, last year, up by 3 at the half, they have to make sure they play a complete 50 minutes of action. Here goes Ali Biacco. Wraps it around goal line extended in X and passes it up top. The Royals trying to find players open in isolated situations. And Biacco gets it back, trying to go one-on-one. Takes a shot, nice slide defense closing in, influenced the shot high out of bounds. Backed up by Zabrowski. As we have about 6.5 to go in this first half. Taken away by Lawrenceville in the pass underneath. An important stop defensively for the Big Red. Facing an aggressive ride by Oak Knoll. The pass goes near side, continuing to work it up front. The feed from Charlotte Albert up top. Clear is good. Hannah Scher gives it away right at the doorstep. The finish good. Wonderful transition offense completed by Kaylee Huseman to make it a 5-4 game with 6 and change to go in this first half. And this is all about the transition game. Wonderful passing, finding the players open. And right here you'll see Huseman on the cut. Nobody has her covered yet. The unsettled defense. And the Big Red take advantage to get it back within 1. Officially 6:13 left to go in the first half. Again, we thank you so much for tuning in today on Strive Network for the Prep A Championship, a picture-perfect Monday afternoon in mid-May. On the draw, we had a false start. Didn't get high enough on the draw. So they'll try again. Now this one's successful, and Oak Knoll winning the draw with some room to run as the draw controlled by Deanna Kelly, and Oak Knoll quickly trying to go to the doorstep. It's taken right back by Lawrenceville. Let's see if the Big Red can get it done again in transition. Oak Knoll have to quickly mark to the defenders. Feed at the doorstep, wrap around, shot goes wide. Beautiful pass, great effort by Charlotte Albert. And I believe it was backed up by the Royals. So Oak Knoll will try to clear. That is the one disadvantage of pushing the pace in transition. While the defenders might not have marked everybody, if a shot is missed, you don't exactly have your offense set up, and you might not have a player backing things up behind goal line extended. So Oak Knoll holds defensively, up by 1. Ryan Schlageter taking her time. No need to rush here. There will be an adjustment for the graduating class, those who will be continuing their athletic endeavors and academic endeavors at the NCAA level. There is now a 90-second shot clock imposed at the Division I level starting this year, and it has really helped out the pace of play, but also it puts pressure on the offense when there's not a whole lot of successful movement going on. We've seen at the NCAA level a lot of shot clock violations. But obviously here at the high school level, you can run your offense at a desired pace without any hindrance. 4 minutes left to go. First half. Oak Knoll up by 1. Biacco drawing some attention. Peeled it back out. Outside the critical scoring area. Feed underneath. Gets knocked down. Pass was intended for Zabrowski. But Lawrenceville creates the turnover. And now look to clear. Aggressive pass at midfield, almost taken away by Keelan Schlageter, but at least knocked it down. Leading to the turnover, Schlageter draws a foul, and Oak Knoll, after successfully using the ride for the turnover, now try to work it back in attack. Christy Siebert, try to maybe take it herself, knocked away, another turnover. Beautiful job defensively by Riley Fletcher. Great stick skills defensively by both teams, causing the turnovers. And here, Lawrenceville an easy clear for Meg Hillman. Big Red trying to equalize. The shot gets knocked down. A scramble for possession, but a foul now called as the clock stops with 2:45 left in the first half. And we're back underway. Quick finish and good for Lawrenceville. We are all knotted up 5 apiece. Quick restart. Just 3 seconds after the restart, you'll see the goal scored off the quick turnover and the easy finish for Natalie Scher. 2:42 on the clock as 3 quick seconds elapsed from the whistle. And now if you're Oak Knoll, you had that 3-goal run to grab a 4-2 lead. Lawrenceville has 3 of the last 4. You want to win this draw and set up your offense to try to reply. And just that occurs thanks to the draw control from Diana Kelly. A little bit of pressure put on, but an easy carry past the restraining line, and now an underhand feed from Lizzie Doherty to Diana Kelly, who will now try to set things up with 2 and change to go. in this first half. Trying to get the feed underneath. Shot no good. Backed up by the Royals. Still plenty of time to work this offense around. I believe it was either 7-4 or 8-5 at the half last year. I want to say 7-4, for which Oak Knoll led. We could very well stay this close throughout. Biacco, nice move and the finish. Wonderful effort by Allie Biacco. There's a reason why she's the leading scorer, and that illustrates why. It's 6-5 in favor of the Royals. And you see number 12 have the opportunity, creating a little bit of space. The roll dodge at goal line extended, carry about face, and the finish. And that's just beating your defender one-on-one to the doorstep. It's very tough for any keeper to make that stop, so a tough situation for Sierra Watkins between the pipes for Lawrenceville. But it is now a 6-5 Oak Knoll lead. And another face-off one by the Royals. The draw control starting to lean a little bit more in favor of the blue and white half this afternoon. And now, with about a minute to go in this first half, one would have to assume that Oak Knoll will run this clock a bit down. They won't, though. A quick save, and Lawrenceville picking up the rebound. I thought maybe there would be the decision to run the clock down towards the end and take one last shot, but they wanted to get the best shot possible. There is time for the ride to create the turnover. Lawrenceville works through it, though. Carry past the restraining line. Huseman didn't have a lane to shoot. Instead, we'll pass it up top. And now a chance for the Big Red if they can get things going with about 20 seconds left in the first half. Attention drawn, skip pass through, middle lane shot goes in. Riley Fletcher now reaching the 200 goal mark to tie things up with just a few ticks left on the clock in the first half. With 12.3 seconds left to go, it is a 6-6 game. And that's just a beautiful individual effort by Fletcher after getting the pass right down the middle in the lane. And we're going to have an even score, most likely going into the half after last year's game ended on a buzzer beater in the final seconds. It'd have to be a quick draw control with some open room to carry to even get a shot towards goal. .6 seconds. Clock stops. Now back up. Biacco trying to force the issue, still scores. Allie Biacco shooting low, and Oak Knoll responding within 9 seconds. Grabbing the lead 7-6. Look at where Biacco places the shot. Low, near side, that's weak side, not stick side. So it makes it a tough proposition for Sierra Watkins to stop, but that is perfect placement. So the Royals now might have the momentum going into the half. Seen beautiful play all around from these two schools. And we'll have the draw won by Lawrenceville, but no chance to get a shot off, and that'll bring us to the half. But what a wonderful back and forth first half that saw a lot of action. Both teams looked raring to go. There were a few unsung heroes scoring along the way, but the leaders as well playing the type of lacrosse that they want to. And Oak Knoll heads into the half with a 1-goal lead, the score ahead of Lawrenceville, 7-6. We'll head off to a halftime break. We'll have 25 more minutes at least coming up on Strive Network. The teams are ready to go for second half action on Strive Network. Adam Dobrovolsky here. It's the New Jersey Prep A Championship. Same two teams that faced off last year when Lawrenceville won in stunning buzzer-beating fashion. It was Lawrenceville winning 12-11 here through the first 25 minutes, a 7-6 lead for the home half, Oak Knoll. We'll start the countdown on the clock when it's at 15 minutes, but we have 25 minutes to go. Want to make sure we count things down to the very end and what is likely to be a game that comes down to the final seconds. Opening draw won by the Royals as Oak Knoll's done a good job. They've been a slightly better half on the draws as the draw control allows the Royals to settle into attack. Biacco pass to X. Now the feed going up top. Schlageter, and as she tries to make a cut, foul is called as Keelan Schlageter will be awarded the hash in the 8-meter. Chance to make it a multi-goal lead. The defense closes in, but Schlageter shoots and scores. 8-6 the score. Keelan Schlageter, as you'll see on the replay, low stick side for the finish. And just 43 seconds into the second half, Oak Knoll beginning the half where it left off. 3 seconds left to go in the first half. And Ali Biacco goal gave Oak Knoll the lead. And that was right after Lawrenceville tied things up with 12 seconds to go in the half. So Lawrenceville to try to tide an early bit of momentum for the Royals. We need to find a way to win the draw. Battle for possession, eventually won by the Big Red, but quick trail defense. Caitlin McHale won the first draw, couldn't get the second, but drew the turnover. And now the Royals try to push it up once more. Far sideline. Clear is good. Well, the Royals try to push the pace here. Feed goes up top. This is such a talented and athletic team that the Royals can often go one-on-one. Try to open up space and find some lanes. Schlageter couldn't see anything at the post. Passing goes up top. High pressure from Lawrenceville, from Schur. Now into traffic. Keelan Schlageter, who scored the first goal of the second half, draws another 8-meter opportunity. Left hash, second from the farthest. Quick pass, skip pass at the post. Shot was knocked down a bit, but not enough. It's a goal for Oak Knoll to make it a 9-6 lead and the biggest lead of the game. 22:46 left in the second half. There are so many players on this near side, wide open far side. So the skip pass and some time to shoot, although it was a bit influenced off the defending sticks from Lawrenceville, it wasn't enough to stop it from going in. So now some comebacking to do for the Big Red, but again, they were down 3 at the half last year and made the correct plays down the stretch to come back and win. And Lawrenceville this season on 15 occasions, probably won't get there today, but 15 occasions scoring between 15 and 18 goals. It's about where you cap them, and they've done it with regular consistency over the first 19 games. So this is a team that you have to keep pushing against. And as Oak Knoll wins another draw, they're going to try to keep doing that. Almost 3 minutes into the second half. Biggest lead of the game for the Royals. And the draws are starting to mount as a concern for Lawrenceville. The individual effort from X, nothing really doing there for Diana Kelly. Trying to find the off-ball movement. Kelly still surveying the field. Lawrenceville has been adept one-on-one coverage in these situations. A lot of face guarding that's been successful. And Kelly will keep things at a standstill until Lawrenceville ups the pressure, and maybe that might open something up. Near goal line extended, now defended. Kelly starts to draw some pressure, tries to get the finish herself, and will finish. Maybe a bit of impatience by Lawrenceville, and Diana Kelly takes advantage to make it 10-6. This is a situation here where you start to get hung up a little bit, and Kelly takes advantage as Nico Sachi took the pressure off, and Kelly took advantage of the space. Maybe changing things up a little bit tactically, and left a momentary hole in the defense. And it is now a 4-goal run for Oak Knoll after that late first goal score from Biacco, who now has it. So all Royals so far in this second half. Allie Biacco, who is garnering interest from Stanford. Her older sister plays for Harvard. Got that goal at the end of the first half. We'll try to find number 12 underneath. Instead goes up top. Schlageter. Pass far side off the mark. Tracked down before it goes out of bounds. Kaylee Wolf had to chase it down. But here it goes, Wolf. Nothing there on the carry, peels it back out. You have Diana Kelly, Dee Dee Daly, Allie Biacco, Lizzie Doherty, Ryan Schlageter, Annabelle Zabrowski, Claire Galvin getting interest. As a goal here from Biacco to make it 11-6. We're not even 5 minutes into the second half already. 4 goals for Oak Knoll. As we will have a timeout coming up. But those players I mentioned, as you see the feed by Biacco, right at goal line extended, shovels it underneath for the goal. The players I mentioned all garnering interest from Division I schools as commits, according to laxpower.com, as Oak Knoll really putting on the pressure to start this second half. They've scored the first 4 goals of the half on a 5-goal run, leading 11-6. More after this on Strive Network. back on the Strive Network as Knoll coming out in the second half. Whatever buttons were pressed by Coach Lazda, they were the right ones. 4 goals in 4 minutes and 52 seconds to go up 11-6. We mentioned before the break the players who, according to laxpower.com, have made unofficial commits to Division I schools for Oak. Knoll will mention Lawrenceville's players momentarily, but another draw control for the Royals on a 5-goal run. And now the timeout, trying to extend the lead. And here's where the backs are against the wall for the Big Red. Who will step up defensively, make the play? It's been a while since they've been in attack, simply because goals have been conceded and then draws won by Knoll. So now the defense needs to make a stop and turn things around. Take it to possession by possession at this point. Knoll not pushing their tempo just immediately so far. Trying to find that open space. Spreading out the defense, trying to open up room in the 8-meter for a carry. This is a far pass as the wind really picking up here. Made it a little bit tough to get that long looping skip pass. But the ground ball picked up by Knoll. And the Royals remaining in attack. The wind's been pretty consistent, but it really hasn't affected play that much. If you keep the passing short like that one, it won't be an issue. A catch and shoot drop of the bucket goal to make it 12-6 as the Royals' second leading scorer, Annabelle Zabrowski, gets on the board. And great reach by Zabrowski. Wonderful control of the stick. That catch and drop. Exactly 18.5 minutes to go. Again, we'll have the countdown on our clock start at 15 minutes. A huge draw control coming up. Natalie Scher for Lawrenceville needs to come up big against McHale. He's really been dominating in the second half, but here it is, a draw control for Lawrenceville. In dire need of a goal. It was 6-6 with 12.3 seconds left in the first half. A goal with 3.9 seconds by Ali Biacco gave Knoll the lead. And so far in the second half, possession dominated and the scoring exclusive to the Royals. So now the Big Red need to reply. Trying to work it in traffic on the pass. Batted around a few times and picked up by Ryan Schlageter. Launching a long pass, a bit off the mark, maybe a bit influenced by the wind. It pops, stays in bounds, and is picked up by Knoll. And some room to run for Zabrowski. Through a few players and the finish. Wonderful individual effort by Annabelle Zabrowski as Knoll starting to feel it. Up by 7 with 17:28 left. And look at this replay on the carry. Just forcing the issue. Not a lot of space, but the cut in between 3 players. And what can Lawrenceville do to turn this around? Their lone loss was last time out against Moorestown. It was a 9-7 game. Only once previously did the Big Red concede double-digit goals. That was against Rumson Fairhaven in an 11-10 win. Now Knoll with 7 goals in a row and another draw control. Try to get it underneath to Biacco. A few crosses clash. Ground ball picked back up by Oak Knoll. And really there's been, what, one possession, maybe two for Lawrenceville in this run. It's so helpful for your team if you can win a draw or a face-off in lacrosse after scoring. That is how runs start. That's why they call lacrosse a game of runs. That was a lot of contact. Not intentional, but Katie Duttenhofer gets tripped up, takes a hard tumble. She's okay. These players are tough. And now Duttenhofer awarded the 8-meter. Two defenders on the strong side from that far hash. Duttenhofer trying to get through a few players, loses it, picks it back up, and will peel it back out. The other thing that's helping out this run for Oak Knoll, winning the ground balls. Not turning it over a whole lot, although that pass behind Duttenhofer picked up by the Big Red. Outlet near side. Bit of lane to run for Kaylee Huseman. As a foul drawn by Huseman. Not even halfway through this second half, a lead ballooning up to 7 after it was within 2 for the entirety of the first half. Lawrenceville will need a run of their own to come back. We thank you so much for tuning in today for the Prep A Championship on Strive Network. Adam Dobrovolsky here. Great feed at the doorstep and the finish. 13-7 and a much needed goal for Lawrenceville. Their first in 9 minutes and 42 seconds in the second half. So looking at the replay, when you're spreading things out, who gets open underneath? And you wait for it, and then wide open right there for the goal. So 13-7 the score. 15-18 remaining, and is that enough to get the ball rolling back in the favor of the Big Red? False start on Lawrenceville. A bit early for Hannah Schur, or Natalie Schur, I should say. And that's the thing, when you're in this situation, losing a lot of draws, maybe you start to get a little bit antsy. And then matters get worse when you lose draws on violations. Final 15 minutes. Oak Knoll in control. Trying to extend the lead. Zabrowski ran into traffic. And Zabrowski earning an 8-meter opportunity. Near hash left side. Zabrowski had it poked away. Nice defense by the Big Red defender, Nico Sachi. Pass into traffic, turned back over. Sachi wants that one back as the Royals may have an opportunity in transition, trying to push the pace. Quick shot and another goal by Oak Knoll. The first time it didn't work out. This time it does for Zabrowski. And you're going to see right here, when it's open, cut by one defender, the finish. Not a whole lot that Sierra Watkins can do when it's a point-blank situation like that. What a second half by the Royals. You knew they had to be thinking about this throughout the year, and When talking to the Oak Knoll coaching staff, it was mentioned how that loss really stung for the upperclassmen. Really motivated to come back and win this one, and it's shown in the second half. The correct things were said, the proper adjustments made, and winning all those draws really helped to make a run. Several haymakers to Lawrenceville to get this lead up big to 7 goals. But Lawrenceville with possession and attack have a chance to cut into that deficit. Feed at the doorstep, quick catch and shoot, and a goal. Beautiful work by the Big Red. So it's now an 18-4 score. As the clock stops with 13:23 left. A little bit tough for the Big Red to see with that sun in their eyes, but found the ball right at the doorstep. And it's 14-8. Sun will set towards the right side from our broadcast vantage point. And back underway. Another draw won by Oak Knoll. When you're leading, if you concede a goal, the best way to prevent a team from starting a run to come back, win the draw or win the faceoff. Same way in either boys or girls lacrosse. And Oak Knoll trying to continue their success in the second half. It's really been helped out by dominating the draw. Lawrenceville turning things over. Big stop defensively. Now the question is, can they clear? There's been, at times, an aggressive ride, at times a passive zone. It's a little bit more passive for Oak Knoll. They don't want to allow an easy transition opportunity. Pass gets knocked down as Schur tried to get the pass away. Up front, it was intercepted and knocked down by an Oak Knoll player, and now the foul drawn, allowing for things to head back the other way. Lizzie Doherty made the play defensively. And now another quick foul. About 12 to go in this one. Racing up ahead for the clear. Now the attack for Oak Knoll. Gets knocked down. Scrum to pick it back up. And the Big Red once more will try to clear. They're starting to make the stops defensively. Looked like a clean stick play from Ali Biacco, but a foul is called. As perhaps a little bit of body contact on Grace Faircloth. Faircloth running into trouble near the sideline. Tiptoes, tight ropes it, gets a pass away. Lawrenceville now working far side. Great defensive job by Oak Knoll, but Lawrenceville weaving it through traffic to get the clear. And now a huge scenario offensively. Got to get back-to-back goals, and they will. A goal scored on a simple wraparound shot to make it 14-8. Textbook individual effort by the Big Red. And you'll see right here at the doorstep, beautiful individual job by Lawrenceville. So the score 14-9, 10:33 left. And a little bit of momentum now for the visiting half. They'd love to take the draw here. Draw controls are so important in lacrosse. Biacco controls the draw, pushes the pace. Shot is saved. A huge save by Sierra Watkins. Closed away the angle, and stick placement by the goalkeeper in that situation is important. Nice passing in transition. Lawrenceville will try to push the pace. Run up the middle by a few defenders, and the finish by Huseman. So it's now a 14-10 game. And this is just simple work in transition that will get momentum going for the Big Red. It's a little bit tough to see on the replay. That sun's starting to set, so it's making things a little bit tougher visually for all hands. But it was Knoll who had the early run in the half. Lawrenceville with a quick burst, scoring-wise. 14-10 the score. We'll head off to a break on Strive Network. Well, if lacrosse is a game of runs, this second half is a perfect indicament of lacrosse. The first 6 goals of the half were scored by Knoll. Got a lead to 13-6. 2 quick goals exchanged each way to make it 14-7. The last 3 from Lawrenceville. And a timeout called by Knoll to try and keep the momentum at bay, because you don't want that to continue if you're Knoll. 9:57 left to go in the second half. So about 10 minutes down by 4 for Lawrenceville. And the draw not yet won is finally by the Big Red. So they have a chance to continue the momentum. Pass a little bit behind, though, intended for Natalie Scher. And Knoll turns it over, quickly intercepted the other way. Beautiful read. And now Lawrenceville trying to work it quickly, pass behind the mark and out of bounds. But what a play defensively by Meg Hillman, storming up, taking away the lane, intercepting. Now up to the ride for Lawrenceville. With no shot clock in girls lacrosse, for those of you who are not familiar with collegiate lacrosse, Division I women's lacrosse just implemented this year a 90-second shot clock. But without the shot clock, up by 4 with 9 minutes to go, not that you're going to completely shut down the offense, but you hope to extend possessions to a few minutes at a time to help set up the win. The 2 top prep programs, though, at this level, Prep A championship, second consecutive year. These two teams have locked horns. Knoll trying to return the favor after losing last year to Lawrenceville. Up 14-10. The best any offense has done against the Big Red this season. And Knoll in attack. They're wearing the home white today. Lawrenceville the visiting black. Zabrowski to Biacco, the two leading scorers for Knoll this season. Biacco starts the carry, drew contact, and will be awarded the 8-meter. So this would be a huge goal if Biacco can get it. 4-goal game under 8. Biacco takes the shot, belt level. It's saved by Watkins. And a foul is called as the clear attempt began for Lawrenceville. That was Meg Hillman drawing the contact. So Lawrenceville gets the stop on the free position shot. What will they do offensively? Huseman drawing contact. And another 8-meter coming up this time on the other side. Mentioning that these two programs, they've been very successful as of late. Talk about some of the recent players who are playing collegiately after this 8-meter shot. Here comes the opportunity and the finish good by Huseman. Kaylee Huseman makes it 14-11. This is one-on-one, obviously, with an 8-meter opportunity. Weak side. A bit high, but with enough velocity to get by Ryan Schlageter. Kaylee Huseman, the hero last year on the buzzer-beating, game-winning goal, coming up with some big plays down the stretch here. As you see the Lawrenceville staff talking things over, trying to continue this comeback effort. Pushing the right buttons right now, and the players executing very well after that early second half run from Knoll. And we'll have a restart on this one. Just 1 second ticked off the clock. But it never got above the heads on the draw. Knoll in dire need of a draw control here to try and tie this Lawrenceville momentum, but we have a foul called on Knoll. Good effort by both sides, but Diana Kelly on the foul. Huseman with another big play for the Big Red. Pass at the doorstep, another quick finish, 2-goal game. 14-12. Boy, oh boy. We might have the same exact thing playing out as last year. And look at this feed right at goal line extended for the finish. That is beautiful work, quick transition, quick goals by Lawrenceville. And that is oh so important when down big. Get some quick goals. Your players start to feel it. The fans start to feel it. And that's the case here at 14-12. It was 14-7. And now a 5-goal run by Lawrenceville. The biggest run for Knoll was 7 to make a 6-6 game 13-6. And Knoll with a huge draw control. Knoll's had some recent success. Several players to make the Division I ranks in the NCAA, including Morgan Ryan, class of 2015, who led Georgetown, tied for the team lead in points with 48 this past season. 34 goals, 14 assists. Anna Vuitton, class of 2013, a senior on Elon, and the Phoenix made their first ever NCAA tournament. And Mary Margaret Kinney, class of 2014, one of the co-captains for the Bucknell Bison, a member of the Patriot League, a team that had a winning record and made the Patriot League tournament. Allie Biacco on the carry, no lane to shoot, so she's behind goal line extended on the carry. 2-goal lead with 5:20 left for Oak Knoll. They can't yet salt this game away. They need to get some finishes on offense to extend the lead and secure themselves the victory. Pressure from Lawrenceville, now 2-on-1 against Diana Kelly. Kelly needs some help. Gets by the pressure, directs traffic. Skip pass across the field. Now near side. Katie Kelly has it. And Oak Knoll now will work it near side. Roll dodge on the tough pressure. Kaylee Wolf gives it away. 4 and change to go as the foul's called. For Lawrenceville, their most successful player at the collegiate ranks, a sophomore in Jane Kirby. We'll talk about her momentarily, but an 8-meter at a very tough spot. The nearest hash left side of the Oak Knoll half. Zabrowski about face, gets the finish and the goal. So a tough angle to shoot, and she says, well, why not carry it a little bit? It's a 15-12 game with 4:06 left to go. And that is a huge goal from the 8-meter for Oak Knoll, ending a 5-goal Lawrenceville run. So we've had a lot of excitement in this one, evenly played throughout the first half. Second half, more about the runs. And Zabrowski, enough speed to get through the 2 defenders. It's a tough situation. You're not going to see many goals scored from that hash at the collegiate level. Maybe here, if you have enough foot speed, you can. As Zabrowski got through Meg Hillman and Riley Fletcher, 2 of the top players for Lawrenceville. The draw will be huge here. 4:06 left to go. And this one secured by the home half, Oak Knoll. The draw control earned by number 24, Diana Kelly. And Lawrenceville will up the pressure. So I was mentioning some recent success players at the collegiate level. As a sophomore, Jane Kirby, who's a legacy at Lafayette College. Her family's namesake is on one of the buildings where the basketball teams play, after all, and the volleyball team plays. But Kirby in her sophomore season broke out 59 goals, ranked 16th, still ranks 16th in the NCAA in Division I in goals per game. Kirby was the record scorer for Lawrenceville, 242 goals in her career before leaving Mercer County. Here's an opportunity for the Big Red offense, and they'll get a quick goal in transition. 3:07 left to go, and back to a 2-goal game, 15-13. And again, transition offense off the turnover. You'll see all the good passing right to midfield, up ahead, and before the defenders can get settled, you have that attention underneath, not enough time for the slide defensively and the finish. So all the buttons being pushed correctly in this comeback effort by the Big Red, and you have to be mentally tough in that situation. Down on 2 different occasions by 7, 13-6 and 14-7. As players, teammates, you're telling each other, hey, let's just keep doing what we've always done. We can make this comeback. As a coach, you're trying to figure out what can change things tactically. But another face-off win for Lawrenceville and a chance to get this within 1. Buseman with the run. Feed behind goal line extended. 14-7 was the score. At one point in the second half. And Lawrenceville has since scored 6 of 7. Feed at the doorstep and the finish. 15-14 with 2:24 left. What a second half comeback effort by Lawrenceville. You're going to see the off-ball movement on the cut. That is beautiful, and the feed up ahead. The finish from number 15, Meg Hillman. If you're Oak Knoll, you're perhaps thinking about the way last year's game ended. You got to find a way to dig deep and make the right plays. If you're Lawrenceville, you're just trying to keep going with whatever momentum's giving you. And another draw control by Lawrenceville. A chance to tie with 2:15 left to go. Here's a roll dodge, and it's knocked down, taken away. That was a really tough effort by Chloe Jones. Jones has been playing very well today. Tried to make the move, one of the tri-captains, and right now Oak Knoll with perhaps his biggest stop defensively despite the run. Up by 1 with about 90 seconds to go. They don't care how it happens. They are just looking for the W. If you're Lawrenceville, you have to find a way to get a turnover. Some sort of stop. Biacco facing only one player. Aggressive defense. Now the slide trying to help out. Allie Biacco passes away. Now the carry from Christy Siebert. And now worked forward. Still pressure, less than a minute to go. Lawrenceville needs to give it their all defensively. Oak Knoll need to make sure they execute passing. The Royals trying to get one back after Lawrenceville won in buzzer beating fashion last year. 35 seconds to go. Good pass. Now launched across the field. Here comes an opportunity for Katie Kelly. 20 seconds left to go. Kelly still has it. Pass near side. Zabrowski gets by one defender. By another. Here could be an open cage. She won't take the shot. 10 seconds left to go. Oak Knoll, one more pass away. Final seconds ticking down as the carry to seal the last seconds from Claire Galvin will give the Prep A championship to the Oak Knoll Royals. Up at one point, 14-7. Lawrenceville stormed back to make it 15-14. But the Royals hold and they get revenge, taking the 2017 Prep A championship by the final score of 15-14. How about it? What a game here today in Chatham, New Jersey. And we all figured this game was going to deliver after last year's dramatics, perhaps an unusual route. Didn't think it would come to a team going on a 7-goal run, 1 goal within the final 4 seconds of the first half, the first 6 goals of the second half. But that was the case as Oak Knoll turned the game from 6-6 to 13-6. It got again to 7 at 14-7, but Lawrenceville never gave up, came back to make it a really close game. They just ran out of time, and when you're making the comeback, that is sometimes your worst enemy. Lawrenceville had a chance to tie things up in the final 2 minutes with possession in attack, but Oak Knoll coming up with its biggest stop of the season as it looked like Chloe Jones, if getting by one more defender, might have had a chance to shoot, and tie this game up at 15 apiece, but that was just enough for Oak Knoll to get the victory. So what a game we had, and the last 2 times these 2 teams have faced off has really shown exactly what Prep A girls lacrosse is about here in New Jersey. But that does it from the Oak Knoll Athletics field on this beautiful Monday afternoon. The final score, one more time, Oak Knoll 15, Lawrenceville 14. Congratulations to the Oak Knoll Royals. This is Adam Dobrovolsky signing off, and this has been a production of Strive Network. Have a good evening, everybody.